What's up? Hold on one second. Hey, Ryan. It's Donaldson here. It's 2:00 on Tuesday, and it's time to talk a little bit more about AI, setting up AI agents, conversational AI, and we've got we've got Nate from Sky Media Ventures in the back office or in the backstage, and we're going to talk about how to leverage AI, conversational AI, AI agents like Hermes and Claude Code and Codex to get stuff done, get shit done for our companies, and so that we can get better results and have people in our company do work that's higher and better use of their time. And we do these every week at 2:00 on Tuesday. And I am the founder of Accelerate Marketing, a digital marketing agency that's been around for about 20 years. And I'm also the founder of DIY AI, which is a conversational AI agency / solution that will help businesses to answer the phone and convert more leads by leveraging conversational AI agents. You can go to DIYai.ai. You can go to our school community, which is just school.com/DIYai. And then you can also call us or text us at 561-861-3238. And I've got 3 topics that I'm going to talk about today. But before that, I want to make sure I get Nate in and see how he's progressing with the with his Claude agent, his Claude Code agent. Nate, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How's it going with your Claude Code agent?
It's going all right. He's learning. I'm learning it more. Trying to take some of the advice that you give to make it operate a little bit more with more functionalities.
Good. So what have you done specifically to set it up? I mean, I know last time we had talked about specifically having the agent. Well, what we can do is we can actually have you share your screen if you want. But one of the things that we're doing was a little bit meta. We were actually having the agent teach you about what skills were or what skills are, which are just basically prompts that are run on a regular basis. And then we also had the agent, if I remember correctly, teaching you another concept that we were talking about, which is cron jobs. I think we were talking about cron jobs last time. Cron jobs are just regularly scheduled prompts that are initiated all by themselves by the agent that are executed by the agent on a regular basis. It's a chronological job or prompt that's executed. So have you set any of those up for your business? Because one of the things, Nate, that I'd really like for you to experience, because you're a sales guy. I think what's going to really speak your language. And this is fun for me because I really like to see, people understand AI from something that they understand, which for you is sales. I mean, you're a sales guy. So generating cold leads, like generating or doing cold outreach, is something that you paid a lot of money for. So one of the real interesting ways that you can leverage artificial intelligence is you can have it do that cold outreach for you. And really what is so powerful about it is that you can actually have it not only do the cold outreach, it can identify prospects for you And what it can do is it can create. I just lost you. Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. What it can do is it can create very specific emails. And what is exciting about that is because the more specific the emails are, the more likely it is that they're actually going to be opened up. The more that the email feels like it's for the person you're sending it to, the more likely it is that they're going to actually open it up, and your open rate's going to go through the roof. So for us, for example, we could have the AI do research for us 24/7 and identify businesses that are running Google, that are actually set up on Google Business Profile, but do not have a Google Local Service Ads page. Okay. And we could also have the AI go and find.
So would the AI, sorry to interrupt, but would the
Yeah,
AI just scour the internet looking for all these companies in my industry that have LSA connected to their Google business profile and basically generate a list of companies without LSA?
absolutely. And even more than that, what it can do is it can go and look. What are some other things that you would like to find, that you would like to really identify? What are other type outside of businesses that have a GBP page but not a local service ads page? What else would you want to identify?
I guess what areas in the country have the most demand for my industry?
Okay, I would. I think that's another good one. So in other words, a lot of searches for on local service ads platform for your vertical.
Right.
What's another one?
Uh, the amount of SEO and GMB optimization in places in like in different places in the United States. Like, for instance, I think we have clients in Tennessee and Georgia who I think in those areas the SEO competition of all these other companies maybe not might be as solid as our clients in Houston, Texas, or Miami, Florida, or Southeast Florida, Naples, Florida. But if we knew what areas had very little online digital development or like a digital footprint, then we would know that if we got a client in that area and we did do SEO and GMB services, we could go ahead and get them ranked pretty fast based off of the lack of SEO and GMB competition. So that's nice. Like if I'm a cold caller, which I am, if I'm trying to reach out to businesses, I definitely want to reach out to businesses that there's a lot of demand and there's very little competition of people running SEO and GMB services, because if we started running our services, we could get them a result better.
Okay, so a lot of searches and low competition. What would you have the AI look for to identify low competition?
How many pool companies are in that area, I guess, in that city, in that,
That are listed on Google Local Service Ads?
no, that are just listed in Google Business Profile.
Okay. So in a city that has maybe would you look by population? So like you'd want to know that there's at least a decent number of people in the city, like let's say 100 to 500,000.
Right, yeah. Like
Okay.
for instance, like I'm thinking of Virginia Beach, like for
Yeah.
example, right? I want to
So
know, how many, I want to know the population there. I want to know how is the demand for pools in that market. I also want to know how many pool companies there are in Virginia
okay.
Beach.
Okay. So you could have the AI look um, for businesses that have a Google Business Profile, don't have a local service ads page, in cities that have a population of between 100 and 500,000, and where there's fewer than 10 businesses listed on Google Business Profile.
Around there, yeah.
Okay. So you could do that. And you could literally have the AI create an email that says, and by the way, the AI can go cross-reference the owner's name using a tool called Any Mail Finder, and you can use another tool called Instantly to identify all the businesses in the area, or Appify. You could use Appify or Instantly, and you can connect those tools directly to Claude Code in order to, once you set up an account, which takes a matter of a minute or two, and then you could say, hey, look, you set up the $50 a month plan or $100 a month plan, and you say, go and look for all the things that you just said, and then create an email that's specific to each owner once you find the owner's name and their email and their phone number, and send an email to them saying, hey, my name's Nate. I'd like to give you a free audit. I see that you're running Google Business. You're on Google Business Profile in the Virginia Beach area, where we work with pool companies just like yours, and we generate anywhere between 30 and 100 leads per month, and on average between 5 and 10 new pool builds per month. And typically the cost for each one of those new clients is somewhere around $300. Are you interested? Do you want me to run an audit to see if we could help you or not? Because we don't take everybody on. And then say, I see that you could even have the AI do research and say, I see, here's the screenshot. I see that you've got 50 reviews. We could leverage those reviews to help you show up in the Google local service ad section. Right now, you're not listed there.
Right.
I mean, that's super specific.
Yeah, that'd be really good too. That's it shows you that you've done your research, shows you that you're leveraging off their good works of getting all those reviews and telling them that, hey, these reviews didn't go, you didn't get them, you didn't collect them for nothing. You can leverage them to
Yes.
then create a local service ad and get those reviews reflected on one of the best places to be on Google when homeowners are looking for XYZ service.
Absolutely. So that is what you could do. I mean, and I mean, I think for you, I mean, setting something like that up, that's what I mean, you can keep paying $200 a lead, or you can just set something like that up for yourself. You know?
I think that's what's going to happen.
So yeah, so
Okay,
I know
okay. What were the you mentioned like two plugins or
yeah,
two? Okay, what were
yeah,
those two plugins?
Appify.
Okay, Appify, and what exactly does Appify do?
It's got a list of all the businesses in the U.S. and
Appify,
APIFY.
FY, and so it's a plugin for
Uh-huh.
Claude. Hold on, I'm just writing some notes, everybody. Plugin for Claude Code,
Uh-huh.
Claude Code, and Amplify, and then it
Oh,
has
no,
a
here, look. See my screen? Appify. So it looks, extract data from thousands of Google Maps locations and businesses, including reviews, reviewer details, etc. Instagram scraper. They've got a Facebook post scraper. They've got a website content crawler. Are you seeing my screen?
yes.
Okay. So this is what it does. So it's a scraping tool for the internet, and it will scrape the internet, and all you got to do is just get an API key, and it takes a matter of maybe 15 minutes to set up an account. No, actually,
Okay.
I mean, not even 15 minutes, like 5 minutes.
Yeah, because you set up Appify. It has an API key that you give to Claude Code to connect it.
Yeah, and actually, you don't even have to give it to Claude Code. You can just go to Claude Code. I'm going to open up my Claude and show you. So you would go to Claude, open it up, and you go to the third, like, so that you've got chat, co-work, and then code. And then see here where it says customize?
Yes.
So you click on customize. And then you go to connect your apps, or you can either go to browse plugins. There's plugins, or here, hold on. Let me just get this out of here, this out of here. Okay, so there's connectors, and so the connectors are like, here, let's see, I think Appify. There we go. So there it is. So you can say I've already got it connected. It's got this little gear here and not the plus. So you've probably heard of Ahrefs, right, for SEO?
Yes.
So you can connect Ahrefs for search engine optimization. There's all of these connectors that automatically they just plug in. They connect to your Claude code, and it's really easy to connect them. So you can see mine is already enabled. Every once in a while you got to update it, but and you got to reinstall like a new version of it. But basically, once it's connected, you then can use your Appify account within your Claude account. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
And it says Appify is the world's largest marketplace of tools for web scraping, crawling, data extraction, and web automation. Get structured data from social media, e-commerce, search engine, maps, travel sites, and any other website. So
I'm putting a note. Amplify has a list of all the Google business profiles,
yep,
Google
and
Maps.
it's not Amplify, it's Appify, A-P-I-F-Y.
Yeah, APIFY. Yeah, I got that. Profiles, and then Google Maps. You said there was another one as well. You said there was another.
Yep, I'm going to show you. So there's Appify, and then there's let's see. Oh, Instantly is one that I use. I don't know if Instantly. Yeah, you can connect Instantly in a different way through an MCP server, but there's also, if you can't use Instantly, then you can use Clay. So Clay finds, if this is another tool to find prospects. It's another way to identify or find prospects. So I've just it's got to connect. I haven't connected my Clay account yet.
Clay.
Here,
That's what it's called. Clay.
Clay, CLAY, yeah.
And Clay, and so if Applify has a list of all the Google business profiles, Google Maps, it scrapes all this data from websites. What does Clay do?
Clay also can give you, it gets information about businesses and business owners. So Appify identifies the Google business profile information, etc. Clay can identify the owners of those businesses.
So Clay can get you info on the actual owners.
Yep. So see, you can see how I'm connecting it right now. I'm connecting it to my workspace. So I'm walking you through right now how to connect it. So you can see how easy that was. I just connected it to my Clay. I just connected my Clay account that helps me find business owners and their names and phone numbers to my Claude account so I can use it within Claude. And now I can do a search in Claude in the prompt and say, find me, and you have to pay for a certain version of Clay that gives you access to pull data. They give you so many data points, and then you got to start paying. But I could go in and say, find me. We can do a search. We'll do a search in a second here, and I'll show you using Clay, and I'll show you how to use it. So let me go back. So I just connected Clay. So let me close anything out here that I'm not using because I want to make sure that everything's going as fast as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to go. One of these days we're going to get Fable 5 back here. So
If the government passes it.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Come on, why is it not? Hold on one second. Co-work is taking some time to do something. So hold on one second. Okay, so you've got Appify, Clay, while we're waiting on that. And then any mail finder is another tool. Any mail finder will help you find emails that sometimes you can't find on Clay.
Okay,
So it's
what's that?
just,
Any mail finder?
yeah, any mail finder. It's just another tool that
Another plugin.
another tool that will help you find more owners' contact information.
Any mail what? Any mail
Any mail finder,
finder.
which is
And would you? I'm trying to learn the proper terminology. Is that a plugin?
yeah.
Because you keep saying tool, but Clay and Appify, those are plugins.
Well, they're a tool and they're a plugin. They're both. I
Okay.
mean, a
Okay. Gotcha.
tool a tool can be a plugin. It's a tool for you to identify something or to use to identify things, and it's a plugin in respect to Claude. That's how you connect it to Claude. It's a
Gotcha.
plugin.
And all these have APIs to connect to Claude.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Okay. Gotcha. Ryan, I have a 2:30 jump off because I have to get ready for a podcast video that I'm doing later on. So I just
Okay.
wanted to give you a heads up.
Okay. So we got a few seconds more here, and then I'm going to jump. That'll be good.
I think that would be a great first project for me to do, because I think you hit it on the head. Um, and then, okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the chronological, remember, what's that terminology called? The
Cron job.
chrono? The cron job is how to do something. So once you have these tools plugged into Claude Code, you can create a cron job, a sequence of events, a task
Yep.
for it to go search the internet, use all these tools, and then generates a list of all these
Yep.
companies. But then it can go one step further it can actually email them automatically.
Yes.
If I create, okay, so that's like another step. I feel like creating the email and then giving it to my Claude code agent is another step after these steps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Hold on. All right, I'm going to say, use your connection to Clay to find names and phone numbers for 5 pool contractors in West Palm Beach. Let's see what it does. I mean, I want to see if it just, because I just connected it and I tried to initiate it, using the @ symbol. But you can use the plus. You can see what connectors here's all the connectors that you have, and they're all turned on. You can toggle them on or off right here. They're all toggled on, so that means that they're actually able to be used. Okay, I'll connect to Clay to find those pool contractors. Let me load the Clay tools first. Clay needs to be authenticated first. Let me start with the OAuth flow. Okay, let's see. I don't know. So this is something, and this is one thing, and then I'll let you go, because one of the things that people don't really realize is that you can use Clay or whatever agent that you're using to actually figure out how all this works. I mean, people forget that it's like having an employee. So have it teach you and actually set this stuff up for you. So if you run into a problem, then you just ask it to help you figure it out. As long as you know that's the thing that's the most important thing for you to understand is that as long as you understand the overarching concept, which is that you're trying to connect to these connectors. That's Codex has got a different name for them. Basically these are all your connectors here. They're all these different tools that you use, and you're going to recognize one that we just set up, which is, where is it at? Appify, okay, Clay, okay, Gmail, Google Drive, Granola. You've heard me talk about them. So I've connected all of these tools to my Claude code so that it has access to use all these tools in whatever I want it to do for me. And if you have a tough time connecting something, then you can say, hey, it's not working. You don't have access to it. What do I have to do? So it says Clay needs to be authenticated first. Let me start the OAuth. Clay isn't available right now. The OAuth handshake is being rejected by Clay's server. The fix, Clay's MCP server won't accept the automated client registration. You'll need to authenticate it manually by running MCP in an interactive Claude terminal. Selecting Clay and completing the OAuth. I can't trigger the dialog from this session. That said, for local contractors' names, phone numbers, Clay actually isn't the best source. So it'll tell you if it's not. A Google Maps poll gives you the business names, phone numbers directly, and I have that connection available right now. So it's saying there's another solution. Clay's, how do you want to get the poll via Google Maps? Wait, all auth. So I want to auth Clay anyway. I just want to go through this process and then you can jump.
Sure.
But you can see I'm just going through the process with it. It'll tell you what to do. Here's how to authenticate Clay. Then I'll pull the list. Open an interactive Claude code terminal, the Claude CLI, run MCP, select Clay from the list, choose authenticate. Your browser opens Clay OAuth and approve access. So open an interactive Claude code terminal. So let's see, run MCP, select Clay from the, okay. Let's see, so / MCP. Let's see, that's not, Claude terminal. I'm in the terminal. So, and this is where you could just ask it. Like, so I know you got to go, so just go ahead. But this is, you can see, like, you can have a communication with Claude in order to get what you want. You could get it by just having it go and do the research on its own because it's got access to your computer without Clay. I still want to connect Clay, and again, you can use Claude to help you set it up, is my point. So all you got to do is just start using it and just ask it questions, and it'll help you get to wherever you want to go to.
Okay, cool. Ryan,
right.
thank you so much for doing this. This has really piqued my interest more. Every time I talk to you more and more about how to set up an agent with using Claude Code, you just help me kind of see one step further. Just one extra step. Because I think for anybody watching, they might be like me, a little inundated. Not even inundated, but like a little like, hey, we understand that it's important to learn this stuff, but where do I start? And I think in any business venture, in any venture in general, I think a good rule of thumb is one step forward.
Yep.
Not 10 steps in one day, not try to understand everything and be a master, but how do you just take one step forward and then, and just kind of go from there.
Well, hopefully today you were able to take one more step.
Right. I felt like I did because I learned that I understood the cron jobs, but then I'm like, okay, well, what job would I give it? What job would I give it? And then you connected that to the sales. You're a salesman, so what would you want? Well, I guess if my agent compiled the list of all these pool companies Google business profiles without LSAs, and it emailed them saying like, hey, you know, whatever the email says, but then also attaches our YouTube testimonials with all of our other pool clients as a reference, as a, you know, success story with our other clients, and that was on the email as well. That would look very attractive. So so yeah, it was just, I feel like my step forward was knowing what my first cron job could be given to my AI agent.
Yeah, I wanted to make it something that was interesting and compelling for you, which is sales. And setting up a very specific email that's very targeted towards a business owner that needs your services. And the AI can do all that work for you, and it can create that very specific email that's going to get a high open rate for you.
Okay, no, I love that. Ryan, thank you so much. I will definitely be reaching out to you personally on your cell to continue on this conversation. Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right. All right. So let me stop sharing. Okay. I'm going to go over something that, well, I'm just going to go over the topics for today. And then if you guys have any questions, please post them below the video, wherever you're watching this. Yeah, just so you can actually, let's see. So you can, here. Yeah, just post any questions that you have. I'll come back here and and answer any questions that I see on the screen. In the meantime, I'm going to go through the 3 topics that I promised to go over today, and one of them is let's see. Let me go through these 3 topics. So a lot of business owners are using ChatGPT like a glorified Google search. That's why they're trapped working a lot more hours than they need to. So stop trying prompts manually. Today, we discovered a little bit with Nate on how to build and deploy somewhat autonomous AI agents, the beginning stages of setting up workflows using connectors like Apify, Instantly, any mail finder, etc., using the sales solution that Nate is really interested in. So these agents can also not just handle sales, but customer service, nurture leads, and even manage backend operations without you lifting a finger. So the one of the things that we can do is build multi-agent collaborative frameworks and digital departments, basically, where separate AI agents, one, like, for example, would be like a writer agent or an editorial agent or a publisher agent, would critique and complete complex tasks autonomously. Nate's going to get there. And you could implement an agent just like Nate would be doing for sales as a publisher, a writer, and any other strategy that you'd want to. I just want you to understand that the concept is not just limited to, obviously, to sales. I mean, there's many other connectors that would apply to whatever it is that you might be doing, whatever it is that you're doing with your business. And it might not be sales, obviously. So one of the ways, in addition to connecting different tools like Apify, etc., like you saw today with Nate, is you want to build up your agent's context window. This is one of the reasons why Hermes agent is such a popular agent right now, is because it teaches itself and it actually creates its own remembering of past conversations. It's why Hermes agent, Hermes, is so much more used right now than OpenClaw or any other agents, including even Claude, Claude Code, or even Codex. When you're really talking about developing a multi-agent strategy, then you really need to use an agent or build an agent that has a perpetual context window of what it is that you're working with it on, and that's built with vector databases. So you can actually feed your agent an entire company's operating procedures using vector databases, so that they never give hallucinated or generic answers. So this is something that I would encourage you to do if you are serious about leveraging conversation or leveraging AI agents. And you can do this with tools like Pinecone. Pinecone allows you to create a vector database. Now, what you could do is set up or leverage Claude Code and tell it. You can say, hey, help me develop or create a vector database using Pinecone. You'd go to Pinecone, set up an account, give access, OAuth access to your Claude Code, and you're off to the races. That's how simple it is. Now, a lot of people are also using Obsidian in order to give their agents perspective and a remembering or a way to remember past conversations. So in addition to vector databases, what people are doing to give their agents memory is they're using, again, another tool called Obsidian, and that would allow you to, again, set up a way or use a tool, leverage a tool that would give the agent memory. Okay. Again, you could just tell the agent, whatever agent you're working with, it's super meta, but you're just like, okay, hey, I want to set up an Obsidian database. It'll do that. What it does, Obsidian just basically organizes markdown files. That's all it does. The third topic I want to talk about today is tool use and API integration workflows. Now, you saw how we integrated or connected Appify. When we say API integrations, that's basically what we're doing, is we're just trying to integrate different tools in order to get workflows accomplished, in order to make the agent more able to get things done. Without tools, the agent is not as capable. So this is giving your agent hands by connecting them to external APIs or through external APIs via platforms like Zapier, and letting them write to your CRM, send calendar invites, and trigger invoices autonomously. So this is what's possible if you leverage cron jobs, skills, connectors. Now what you're doing is you're giving your agent hands, feet, eyes, a brain. You're giving it the tools and the capacity to be able to help you get things done in a way that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today. I hope this makes sense. If you guys have any questions, again, you can go to DIYai.ai and check out our conversational AI agent that we have. You can go to our school community. It's free, school, SKOOL.com/DIYai. And you can also call me or text me at 561-861-3238. You can join us next week, same time. Let me know what questions you have, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.